Hey y'all, it's Michael, and in February here in the US it's Black History Month, and this month I wanted to read a lot of stories by African American authors. Hashtag read so lit. I started and you guys, I am doing so well this month. Today's the Saturday the 6th, so I'm doing really well. So let me tell you what my reading plan and TBR is right now. In February, I currently finished Daughter by Asha Bandeli. I was recommended from Didi from Frenchy D. I have thoughts about it, and you guys, it is fantastic. I gave it like a 4.5 out of 5. It is so good. I'll talk about it in my wrap up. Okay, another one that I just finished is Gathering of Waters by Bernice L. McFadden. You know, it's really weird. I tweeted about this book. Her, the author, like she liked the tweet and that made me feel really awkward, and then she followed me and then that made me feel really awkward because now I feel as though that my tweets have to be really intellectual, and it felt a little weird before I'm filming this. I just recently read The Amen Corner by James Baldwin. James freaking Baldwin. Next I want to show you the books that I have ready, all the books that I want to read. Even though as good as I am on reading really fast, I will not read all of these books, but I always like to have a choice of books. So first off, right now, I am roughly 75-ish% done with Roots by Alex Haley. You guys, I have been wanting to finish this for a really long time, and I'm so glad. I'm almost really literally done, because like in my head I'm scheduling when I should be done with things, and by Sunday I should be done with this because I'm listening to it on audiobook, and usually on Sundays I listen to a lot of audiobook at work. Some of the digital books, now I have a digital copy and a physical copy of The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Soldier. I have been wanting to read this forever. My coworker was like, you need to read it, and I was like, I know, and then my cousin was like, you might want to read it, and I was like, okay, I got it. I always like to read before bed, and I like to lay down, so reading digitally now, I find it really comfortable. Now, I'm just gonna name off some books. Please, any books that you would recommend, please let me know. I'm really interested in any genre, essentially, like, even if you recommend me erotica and you think it's good. YA, middle grade, graphic, now, y'all, graphic novels by Black authors is really hard. I only found one in my library. I know there's a read-along right now for Jubilee, but there's a hold on it in my library, so I don't know when I'll get to it, but hopefully I'll get around to that soon. Some of the ones I have on standby: Heaven by Angelique Johnson, Double Dutch by Sharon M. Draper. She is one of my favorite authors. In middle grade, I read her Hazelwood High trilogy. This is the third book in the trilogy. It starts with Tears of a Tiger. It got me into realistic fiction because for the longest times I've only been reading things like Harry Potter, Narnia, like those type of books, like fantasy, action, adventure books. These was one of the first books I was like, oh wow, they're talking about really important things. I read Darkness Before Dawn in middle school and I did not grasp the importance of it because this deals with Keisha, and something happens to her with her teacher, and at the time I was like, wait, what? I'm going to read this again. The other two books are really great. The first book, Tears of a Tiger, great novel. I think it won the Coretta Scott King Award. Yeah, I think it did. I also have The Fall of Rome by Martha Southgate and The Taste of Salt by Martha Southgate. Maqueta by Randall Robinson. I saw My Soul to Keep by Tananarive Due, and I think that's like a mystery, like thriller type of book. I also saw Devil in the Blue Dress by Walter Mosley. Oh, and then I saw this list of fantasy science fiction books by African American authors, so it was really interesting. So I'm not gonna read this one because it is super long. Dahlgren by Samuel R. Delany. That's like 1,000 pages, so that might have to be on hold. I also saw Imaru by Charles R. Saunders. Coffee Will Make You Black by April Sinclair. I saw a lot of these through like the hashtag, so I'm just adding them. Their Eyes Are Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. Y'all, I've never read that and I know I should have. Under the Udala Trees by Chinelo Okparanta. Yeah, I have that on audiobook ready to go, so that should be really exciting. Let me show you the library books that I have ready to go just in case. A lot of these are really short, so I feel like I can go through them. It's just finding time. Those Bones Are Not My Child by Toni K. Bombera. This, all I heard was like a whole bunch of children getting murdered in Atlanta. I've never heard of that, and I live close to Atlanta, so this should be really interesting. And then I saw How to Read the Air by Dinwa Mengetsu. I saw this at the library, and here like He had several books there, but I think this is his first one. And then another fantasy book, The 100,000 Kingdom by N.K. Jemisin. I've heard incredible things about this. That's all I need to know. Next, I found this like weird Langston Hughes thing. Like it has the CD in there, but then it also has like the tomes in the CD. Now this says read by him. This is all I need. I wanted to read like his whole bibliography because he wrote a lot. It's under the reference section in the library, so you can check those out. And then I have right here Kindred by Octavia Butler. I've heard really good things about this author. I'm super excited to get into this. And a lot of these are under 200, which is really great because I can go through them really easily. 1-2 Heroes by Calvin Baker. This I don't know nothing about, like usual, like all of these. I also have The Women of Brewster's Place by Gloria Naylor. I forgot who it was, but they recommend reading her works in order, so I believe this is her first one. Since with Langston Hughes, I love poetry, so I found Wind in a Box by Terrence Hayes at the library, so I'm really excited to read this. Books, personally, from my bookshelf, still, A Raisin in the Sun. I have yet to read this. I know. White Teeth by Zeta Smith. Haven't read this yet. Okay, so my library is doing a big read program where basically the community reading one huge book. Like they have events and stuff for it. The book that they're choosing to read is A Lesson Before Dying by Ernest J. Gaines. This book was actually free from the library. Like they gave it out, and I'm excited to read this because my coworker, I can't come to the event where they're giving out the free books, and she's like, "Can you get me a book?" I said, "I can try." They only gave one book to me, and I was like, sorry. Beloved by Toni Morrison. Have yet to read this. The Color Purple by Alice Walker. Native Son by Richard Wright. I have been wanting to read this forever. I'll get around to it this year. I promise you. Because I'm going in order actually with James Baldwin's bibliography, and I don't know what his next one is, but I feel like I should probably read this before I read Notes of a Native Son. I don't know. Those are some of the books that I'm choosing. Hopefully I'll get around to all of them soon. But if you have any recommendations, please let me know. I'll find a way to check it out. Let me know what you're reading for Black History Month. And then until then, I'll see you guys till later. Bye!